Welcome to Wake Up TV. I'm Eric Curry. We have several stories lined up for you today. With the holiday season here, we'll share with you some important tips to keep you safe. Plus, we'll highlight an event aimed at disposing unused prescription medicines safely. But first, if you're in need of a job or ready to reignite your career, well, this story is just for you. Capital Area Workforce Development is a public-private partnership that focuses on ensuring that the local workforce has the skills, training, and education to meet the needs of the employers that have businesses in this area. Joining us to talk about the services provided at the NC Works Career Center is Pat Sturdivant, Executive Director with Capital Area Workforce Development. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Can you talk a little bit about Capital Area Workforce Development and specifically the NC Works Career Center?
Well, the NC Works Career Center embraces the one-stop shopping concept. So this is the place you go when you need access to employment and training services and resources. One of the things we've been trying to change over the last couple of years is the perception that our career centers are unemployment offices. It's far from an unemployment offices. This is the place you go when you're trying to get access to employment and training services and resources. One of the key things we've been promoting in the last few years is work-based training. And this is where a job seeker who may not be that interested in going back to school and getting classroom training, but they still need to upskill. So we work with employers and identify the skills that are needed by the employer, look at the skills that the job seeker have, and then work a relationship out with the employer to say, we're going to provide a financial incentive for you to take a chance with this person and train them on the job.
Okay, let's say John Doe or Jane Doe decide to walk into one of the centers. What can they expect?
One of the first things that we do is provide an orientation, and we think that's important because we want to set expectations for the job seeker, and we also want to make them aware of all the services that are available to them. One of the next things that we do is do some type of assessment to see where they are, what their career goals are, so that we can work with them to develop the best plan as possible for them reaching their career goals. Once they're there, we do the assessment. We have training classrooms. We have a computer lab. One of our key partners is the community college. So we have career readiness workshops on a regular basis.
And obviously, because of the technology that's available, there's also resources online. Can you talk about ncworks.gov and why it's important for those job seekers to register online?
Excellent question and excellent point. NC Works Online is at the center of our services because this is more than just the online system. This is our job matching system. So it's important for job seekers to register, and not just register, but also build a profile in NC Works. When the user themselves are trying to go in and say, okay, these are my skills, this is my experience, I want to see what jobs are posted in the system that match my skills specifically. And what that does for the individual is say, okay, this is the job or career that I want. So these are the skills that I'm lacking. So that sort of helps guide them, well, this is the training that I need, these are the certifications that I need to make me competitive for a particular position.
And the center itself is also a place where employers can use as well.
Right, as I was just mentioning, employers register their jobs in NC Works. And so when they're looking for applicants or candidates to fill their positions, they either work with our employment counselors or they go in themselves. One of the other things, we've just recently moved to our career center, one of our career centers in Raleigh. So when we were working on the layout of that facility, we have one whole side dedicated to employers. So we have many interview rooms. So if we have smaller employers who may not have the space at their location to interview, they can schedule interviews at the center. As I said earlier, they can do targeted hiring events. We have network rooms, and sometimes we even have employers come in and just talk about some of the opportunities that they have or will have in the future.
You mentioned the Raleigh location. Are there other locations?
We have 6 locations. Our newest location is on Tillery, 1830 Tillery Place. We also have a location in the Swinburne building, and a location in Cary on Chatham, and a location in each one of the Wake County Regional Centers. That's Zebulon, Fuquay, and Wake Forest.
And finally, where can people learn more about any of the centers and some of the programs available?
We just launched our new web page. It's called capitalareancworks.com. So you can go there and find out about all the services that I talked about. And you can also go and click on the center that's closest to you to find out which services they provide.
Okay, Pat Sturdivant, Executive Director with Capital Area Workforce Development. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
When we return from our break, we'll continue our discussion on the services offered at the center by introducing you to a new and exciting training program that involves cyber defense. Stay tuned.